Just understand yourself. That itself is eternity. I know for myself. Here and now, you need absolutely nothing. The real is always with you. You need not wait to be what you are. You are not what you perceive. You are yourself. This is the absolute truth. Transiency is the best proof. You cannot know your real being. You can only be what you are. Whatever you are, changelessly, that you are beyond all doubt. Your true identity is beyond this quality of I amness. Before the knowledge I am appeared on you, that is Parabrahman. Parabrahman. If you revert properly, the consciousness I am will disappear. Parabrahman. Parabrahman. You cannot know your real being. You can only be what you are. Whatever you are, changelessly, that you are beyond all doubt. Before the knowledge I am appeared on you, that is Parabrahman. To be, to know, is true knowledge, is Parabrahman. Parabrahman is Parabrahman. One can only be it. Don't know. That is prior most. Before you acquired this knowledge I am, the Absolute doesn't know itself at all. To know that you do not know is true knowledge. In reality, is Parabrahman. One can only be it without knowing. What you don't know, that is prior most. Before you acquired this knowledge I am, that is the real state. The Absolute, that is the real state. When everything goes, you are the real. Your true identity is beyond this quality of I amness. Before the knowledge I am appeared on you, that is Parabrahman. If you revert properly, the consciousness, your true identity is beyond this quality of I amness. Before the knowledge I am appeared on you, that is Parabrahman. That is Parabrahman. If you revert properly, the consciousness I am, the Parabrahman that it is, you are the underlying principle of consciousness. Be in that. The Eternal One is that which you have never forgotten. Go back to the source. Take your stand in the original state. Beingness is the child of no beingness, the Absolute. Something prior to the creation of the body knows that there is a body. When you did not have the body, complete satisfaction existed. One who knows these appearances is the Satguru Parabrahman. The I amness is a part of the play. You are prior to the I amness. The sound from the Brahma Randra, which says, I am. The arrival of my beingness, without my knowing, constitutes my parents. How can that which depends on the body, be the truth. Prior to anything I ever exist, prior to the appearance of childhood, that is my eternal state. I only observe the appearance and disappearance of beingness. That is the true state. Lord was the unborn, the nirguna principle. Just as you are unborn and shall ever remain, and the mind, everything, are unreal. Prior to this identification with the body, you must recede into that. Witnessing of the beingness happens to the eternal principle, the Absolute. The Absolute never had any experience. The Absolute have no needs. I ever prevail. Para-Brahman state, I am. Before the beingness was there, look at that. Be in that state. Timeless, spaceless existence. Doesn't know it is. That is reality. That is truth. As the eternal principle, you prevail in spite of all happenings. To the absolute witnessing of the I amness occurs. This is the Siddha standpoint. I, the Absolute, am not this I amness. Is perfection. Knowing goes into oblivion. That is the eternal state. No form, no beingness. There is no question of going into that state. You are in the supreme state. The consciousness spontaneously appears on the Absolute. As you get closer to the truth, you will lose interest in worldly affairs. My true nature is that which was before the body and consciousness came into being. It is quite simple. All that which is time-bound is untrue. I am the perfect state, when the I amness was not. What was your state before the I am arose? Go back to the source. You just stumble on the knowledge that the individual was never there. You are prior to the idea I am. Camp yourself there, prior to the words I am. You must recede into the knowingness when you are awake. I was, I am, and I shall be in that original state before the I amness came. I am fully established in that state. I am God, I am the devotee, and I am the worshipping. You must know yourself bereft of the body sense. The one who expresses, stable and eternal. The one who recognizes is perfect and complete. With reference to your true Para-Brahman state, Maya does not exist. You know what you are not. What you are prior to knowingness is the prior most principle which knows the consciousness. Death is inevitable. So why not accept it right now that it cannot affect you? What you have heard from me is to be understood, used, and given up. Without the body sense, I am perfect, total, and complete. PARAM is your eternal state. You cannot remember it because you have never forgotten it. To your original state, before this consciousness came upon you. The one which is listening and you do not know is you. As the Absolute, I have no experience of myself. On hearing these words, all your knowledge will evaporate suddenly, and you will be wonderstruck. As the Absolute, do not need this consciousness. Where is the question when the instrument of questioning is kept aside? On your knowing state, suddenly the knowingness has appeared and created all the mischief. I am, before anything can happen. Knowledge is ignorance. It has a beginning and an end. Had it been real, it would be eternal. Satguru means the eternal state, which will never change, what you are. The one directed by a Satguru has no more birth. His sadhana is over. The one directed by a Satguru has no more birth. His sadhana is over. To know you are nothing is real liberation. Is the Absolute. No, I am. Is consciousness. I am. Space. When all your knowledge, including yourself, is liquidated, then you are liberated. The unknown is the truth. I have no need of any experience. You are prior to consciousness. In that state, there is no pleasure or pain. Knowing is the highest in the hierarchy of spirituality. The Absolute transcends both knowing and no knowing, consciousness and the Absolute. What am I when this temporary state is gone and before it comes? That itself is the search. The ultimate knowledge does not have any knowledge. If you have really understood, no questions can arise. Questions arise only to an entity. As long as you believe you are an entity, spiritual salvation and all this talk is useless. As an entity, you want to know the Absolute. It's not possible because you are the Absolute. When you really intuitively understand what I am saying, it's the end of your spiritual search. Prior to consciousness, who is there? And with what instrument one can be conscious? The state prior to consciousness is always there. Right now, it is there. Your true identity is a state of not knowing, total, complete, and perfect. This sense of presence is unreal, like a dream. Your true state was there before the body and consciousness arose, is there now, and will be after the body and consciousness go. Give thought to the state before experiencing began. It is the consciousness that gets liberated. There is no entity. It happen that the consciousness is no longer conscious of itself. Knowingness, in its ultimate state, is no knowingness. Do everything with the understanding that when the body and consciousness go, you need do nothing. Consciousness disappearing, there will be no sense of presence, but I shall very much be without the sense of presence. Before the I Am arrived, I knew no time, birth. Living and death constitute nothing but time, duration. You are changeless and permanent. You have no beginning and no end. You are eternal.